All right. I'm just going to start doing readings because I doubt anyone's going to come right away because I'm so new. This is my first time doing a live and only have 44 subscribers. And I will answer any messages as I get them. Spirit, what is going to happen? Inspiring for the collective general messages. What will be happening spring 2022? What will be happening in spring 2022 for the collective? What will be happening in spring 2 for the collective? Page of Swords. What will be happening in 2022 spring for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening for spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening for spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening for spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening for spring 2022 for the collective? Spring 2022 for the collective. Spirit, what will be happening for spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will happen in spring 2022 for the collective? There to go. Spirit, what will be happening in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will be happening in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will happen in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will happen in spring 2022 for the collective? Spirit, what will happen in spring 2022 for the collective? Alright, well, nobody's here, but I'm going to get started with my readings. Okay, so in case anyone watches the playback, I guess. I'm starting off with general messages for the collective for spring 2022. And this is what I got. First, I got the Page of Swords. This makes me think that most of us are cutting through the bullshit. I'm sorry if you do not like cuss words or if you think that they're low vibrational or anything, but plain and simple, that is what it is. You are cutting through the bullshit. And you are leaving behind anything that does not serve you. You see that it's bad for you and you are cutting it out. You're done with it. The reason for this is because you see that you have more options. Two of Cups and the Chariot came out next to each other. You have more romantic options. You have more friend options. You have more business partner options. You do not need to settle for whatever is trapping you. It's okay. You can leave it behind. You deserve better. I promise you, you do. And you might not see it right away when you leave. When you first leave, I don't think that you're going to realize that you have more options, and it takes leaving in order for them to come in. And that's okay. You have to make the first step. But it is going to work out in your favor. And the reason why I say this is because there's the Magician and the Hermit. You are powerful. I don't know if you're a woman, if you're a man, or if you're non binary. I am 100% gender inclusive. I believe in trans rights. I believe in non-binary rights. I support it all. I'm not a radical feminist. There's nothing radical about. But you are powerful. This has nothing to do with having power in some body part or anything. This has to do with you, your soul. This is who you are at your core. But you do need to put in some work. I think that this sounds like someone who has had some trauma. And if that's the case, I'm so sorry for you. I've been in this scenario myself, and you do deserve absolutely better. I hope that you're able to heal this and you can get better because nobody deserves to feel this way, I promise you. And then the very last card I got for general messages for the collective is the Two of Swords. You don't see that you're worthy. You do not see your worth at all. And you don't deserve that. You deserve to know just how wonderful and amazing you are. All you have to do to realize this is to just let go of your swords. Stop being so defensive when more new people try to come in. And lift up your blindfold. Give them a chance. If they're shitty, by all means, cut them out. But try to give some people a chance because you're just limiting yourself. You're not giving yourself the opportunities to have new people in your life, and you deserve so much better. But from this reading alone, it looks like spring's going to be a very bright new beginning for you. It has been a very long winter. I do not mean the actual winter. What I mean is the winter in your soul. I'm so sorry that you've had such just hard coldness. And it's been so dark for so long. But I felt this too, and I'm not even in an abusive situation. If you're not in an abusive situation, it might just be that you're letting go of past hurts and past regrets, and you're finally able to step into the light and breathe that fresh air like you deserve to. At the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups, so even if you haven't left in a traumatic situation, you might need healing. Or if this isn't you, then maybe you are a healer. Maybe you need to help those who have gone through these horrible situations and help them to heal. Especially if it's something that you've been thinking, whether if it's, oh, I need to start that YouTube channel or that Twitch channel and start giving readings so that people can understand what they need. Or if it's art, you need to do more art to help people heal because art is definitely a spiritual healing technique. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But one way or another, you might be a healer, whether that's through music, through art, through cleansings, whatever it is that you do spiritually or even physically, just giving a nice smile and being friendly to someone who has had the worst day can be healing. I know that people say, well, it's so stupid that people might not kill themselves just because one person was nice, or they might kill themselves because one extra person was mean. But when you're in that bad of a mind state, any tiny thing sets you off, and that's what people who haven't been through that kind of challenge don't understand. And if that's the case for you, I'm so sorry. I hope that things get better. I hope this reading comes true because nobody deserves to feel this low. God, that was heavy. Okay, next I'm going to do. I was going to do love messages, but I don't know. I'm going to do spiritual messages. Okay, Spirit. What spiritual messages do you have for the collective? Bright away the sun. That's beautiful. Yeah, this really is a bright new beginning. Even if you haven't found your spiritual path yet, or if you're not spiritual at all, this might change. It really might. It's like a bright new beginning. I know that the fool's beginnings, but with this baby, it just makes me think of beginning. The sun is shining on you, your skin is glowing, you are healthy. You are living your best life. You're drinking your water. You're eating well. Everything is wonderful for you, and you deserve it. You've got your home back. I'm so happy for you. But it might not take effect right away. For me personally, I feel like it's going to start around April. For me personally, I feel April 4th, but things can be different for everyone, of course. So I'm not going to say that, oh my God, your entire life is just going to implode and become gorgeous April 4th. No, or even April at all, but I do think it's going to happen in springtime. For some of us, it may start earlier on. For others, it may not start until almost summer. Okay, Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective for spiritual? What spiritual messages do you have for the collective spirit? Yeah, I mean, Five of Cups, that's the halfway point. 10 of Cups, that's where you're at completion. So you're just now starting to realize, wait, I'm not happy. I'm not fucking happy. I need to go. I need to pick up these 2 cups that are left over and leave. I need to find something happier. And this is what you get when it happens. Not only do you replace those 3 cups that spilled over, but you get 5 more. You get your home life. Your home life is so beautiful. It's so happy, and you deserve that. I'm so happy for you if this comes true because oof. Something I just noticed too, and I don't always notice this with the hangman, but sometimes I do. Here's the sun. Notice the halo for the hanged man. Yeah, that's definitely a sign. All that waiting is blessed you. Okay. Spirit, what spiritual messages do you have for the collective for spring? The Hermit. Yeah, once again, it's about waiting. It's about doing your inner work. You have to take care of that. You can't just leave a toxic situation and say, okay, I'm better. That's not how it works. Most of the time, when we're around a toxic person for so long, we have some toxic traits ourselves. It takes some deep inner work that's very painful to do in order to do that. But it is able to be done, and you deserve to do it so that you can find happiness. And the Queen of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. Okay, let's see what other messages we get for spiritual for spring. Yeah. Yeah, it does leave you very lonely at first, and that's okay. It's okay to be lonely. Oh, hi, I'm good. How are you? It's okay to be lonely for a while. You can definitely be lonely and be happy, especially if you're healing. You deserve to be happy. And then the lovers, which is like you have a choice. You might have someone who's interested in you who's going to treat you better, and I hope that's the case. Or this could be a spiritual guide since this is more of a collective spirit reading. But the lovers for me is always a choice to allow someone into your life, and it's just a matter of if are you right are they right for you or not. If this is a spirit, then that's a completely different topic because are very different than people. It's not like boyfriend or friend. It's not like found family. And then the magician, you have finally cleared things up. You are very powerful and you have found your power. You're going to make things more beautiful for you, better than they've been for a very long time. And I'm so happy for you. What's the back of deck energy? High Priestess. Yeah, you're powerful. I don't know what your gender is, but whatever you are, whoever you are, you're extremely powerful and you're going to make some amazing things happen. I'm going to do romance readings now since that's what I was originally going to do second before the original reading was so heavy. Okay, Spirit, what romance messages do you have for the collective for spring 2022? What romance readings do you have for the collective for spring 2022? First, we got the Eight of Pentacles, so I take that as a lot of inner work more than anything because you see that there's some problems and you're working through them. Okay, what romance messages does the collective need to hear for spring 2022? Yeah, again, Ten of Cups. Things are getting better. What romance messages need to come for the collective for spring 2022? What romance messages need to come through for spring 2022? Romance reading. What romance messages does the collective need to hear for spring 2022? Yeah, again, there's something bad in your past and you learn to leave it behind. You realize this is not for me. It's nothing but pain. I need to go. What does the collective need to hear for spring 2022 in regards to their romance life? What will happen in spring 2022 for romance? Okay, it's too many cards. Okay, let's see what else. King of Cups, I definitely see this card as a counterpart, as either a husband or a wife if you're interested in marriage. Of course, not everyone is, but if you are interested in marriage, you might have met your soulmate or your husband, your wife, whoever you're meant to be with. Especially with the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is all about celebration. I often think of it as weddings or birthdays, but it could also be like a housewarming moving in with your partner and having such a happy time. And then the Page of Swords, as you're with this person, things are really clearing up for you. You're seeing that the person that you were with was actually really toxic, possibly even abusive, and even you knew that they were originally, but you're seeing it even more now that you're in a healthy relationship and you're just seeing that you deserved better the entire time. You finally stepped up and got it. Now, the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Again, moving home, maybe moving in with someone that you've fallen in love with, which is absolutely amazing. And with the Queen of Wands, this isn't part of her reading because she's a very single type woman. I do see this as someone who wants to create their own business. If you don't want to create your own business, maybe this isn't you, but it is something that I associate with it. Five of Swords is like you might be a little more closed off for a while because of the pain that you've gone through, and that's fine because everyone deals with their pain in certain ways, but eventually you do have to learn how to work through that pain and to give peace to other people. But it's a matter of working through it. There's therapy, there's shadow work, there's all kinds of things that you can do to become a better version of yourself and to heal any trauma or any horrible things that have happened to you, or just things like depression, where it's not exactly anyone's fault, but it is a health problem. It is a very big mental health problem, or anxiety even. It's no one's fault, but sometimes you have it and you just need to learn to cope with it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Now I'm going to do career and finance readings. Okay, Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about their career and finances in spring 2022? Ooh, Spirit likes this one. Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career and finances in spring 2022? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career and finances in spring 2022? First, there's the King of Cups. This is a person who works in healing most of the time. It can be something else. It can be like the arts negotiation, wanting to work in charity, something like that. But most of the time, he's a healer, whether if he's a physical healer or spiritual healer, two different things. Or even a mental healer, this could be a psychiatrist. This could be going to therapy to get help for what you need. This could be you realizing that you have spiritual powers and want to be a spiritual healer yourself. Or this could be meeting a doctor, whether in your personal life or because you find out that you have some kind of health problem, or you can fix something before it becomes a health problem. Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career in 2022? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career and finances for spring 2022? Page of Pentacles is about putting in that work. You know what you want to do, and you might be studying, you might be looking into what licenses you need if you want to start your own business. You might be working on your healing powers if you want to be a spiritual healer. You might be looking into what you need to do to get into medical school and all the whole 9 yards if you're looking into being a doctor yourself or a psychiatrist. It's just about doing that work. You're putting in some work, but it's more studying. You're not really putting in the hard work yet, but you're putting in the work to get to the hard work. Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career spring 2022? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career and finances in spring 2022? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear about career and finances in spring 2022? I'm not going to take this group of cards because it was too much, but Knight of Wands again talks about moving. It can be moving or it can be about starting your own business. It's very big for me, starting my own business. Every time I ask about starting up my shop, I get that card. What does the collective need to hear for spring career and finances? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear for spring 2022 career and finances? The devil. So something might be trapping you still. And it could be this trauma that you've experienced. You might just have to work through some of it first before you're able to really make those changes. I remember when I was a child, I had such big plans to become a veterinarian. I was obsessed with it. I knew I wanted to be a veterinarian one day when I was 4 years old. And that's still my dream job. I can't do it because, number one, because of trauma, but also I have a learning disorder. I have lived in poverty all my life, so I wouldn't be able to afford to go into all those years of schooling. But it's something that has always been a dream career for me, and I just couldn't do. Now, in your case, that might not be the case. You might be able to put in this work and healing yourself, and when you do that, you'll be able to handle going into whatever career you're looking into. I have a friend who's a spiritual healer who mostly does tarot readings. And that was a big thing for them. They had to leave a bad situation and they had to do a lot of inner work before they could get into doing these readings. And now they're doing great. You know, it's different for everyone. We all have what calls to us. Spirit, what is coming to the collective career and finance wise spring 2022? Yeah, exactly. You're putting in a lot of hard work. And it's good that you're doing it because you need it. Spirit, what is coming to the collective for spring 2022 in career and finance? Spirit, what is coming to the collective in spring 2022 in finances? Page of Swords. This type of reading, I would definitely say is contract, or possibly you're looking into what legal documents you need to do. It might be contracts for school, it might be contracts for starting your own business. It could be signing a lease, but definitely contracts. Read over them very carefully. Don't get stuck into anything that's bad. I know that's a meme basically to say don't sign a contract during Mercury retrograde, but seriously, don't sign a contract during Mercury retrograde. Spirit, what does the collective need to hear career and finance wise when it comes to spring 2022? Okay, we're ready for the rest of the cards. Oh my god. Okay, so first card that we got was the King of Cups, and once I started pulling cards regularly, I got the Queen of Cups. I swear, some of y'all are some of the biggest healers out there. When I get both these cards and like a career reading, it reminds me a lot of golden lineage. I'm trying to say both words at once for some reason. It's a blog, and I believe it's supposed to be a company ran by Shanetta's Divine Tarot, rather. I can't talk tonight, apparently. And I think he's still her fiance. Maybe they got married now. But they live together. They're together. They've had a child together. And when I see these two cards together, because they both run this spiritual place that is meant to help others and to help others to heal, that's exactly what it makes me think of. especially lined up by this where like you feel like you've lost so much, but there's still this. You can turn around, grab your stuff, and like there's a bridge in the background. You can grab these two cups, walk over that bridge, and join whoever's in your support system. You still have people there who care. All you have to do is give them the chance and tell them what's going on. And when you do that, yeah, you're going to have people around, but you're also going to need some time in solitude. You might want some time out in nature, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nature is a beautiful place to be. Gardening might help you with anxiety if you have any anxiety, but you're going to be going places after you make this tough decision. And once again, you are a very powerful person. Whatever you're going in to do, you might have your challenges. No, you absolutely will have your challenges because everything's going to be a challenge in one way or another because that's just how life is. Nothing worth doing is easy to do. But you're going to get it done. If you apply yourself and you put in the hard work, you're doing it. The Ace of Cups tells me that whatever this is you're doing career wise, you love it. This is your passion. This is what you are called to do. The Three of Wands is planning. This is about looking into education and possibly traveling. It's like, okay, what all do I need to do? Like for me personally, I want to start a shop, so I'm trying to get set up for like all of the different products and services I want to do. And then after that, I'm going to do more work to make sure that I do it in a foolproof way. The one warning here is to make sure that you can have your dreams, but also have your feet planted on the ground. Head in the clouds, feet on the ground, so that you are grounded, you are stable, you are able to do this work without ruining your chances. That's very important to keep in mind. Okay, I've done general, I've done spiritual, I've done love, I've done career. I think that's all for tarot. I'm going to go on to the oracle cards next. I'm going to be using the Angel and Ancestors, or is it? Yeah, Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck by um, Kyle Gray, and the artwork is by Lily Moses. I forgot Kyle's last name for a second, so I had to look at it. And my deck is not the most put together deck. Well, the book isn't. I mean, the box isn't. I don't like to keep my decks in boxes, but I have not chosen a bag or anything for this particular deck yet. So what I'm doing here is I've been working with general spirits, but now I'm going to ask specifically for your ancestors and your angels to come in and to give me any general messages that they may have for you. This tends to be a little more personal, tends to be a little bit more on the news. You're not going to get messages in here that you're going to get in tarot. Like this one says, she will unleash the wild within. Whether if you have indigenous blood in your family or not, I don't see this as that. Even though she is painted as an indigenous woman, and I do often get this with my indigenous ancestors personally, I see this generally as a woman who has kept herself stuck for so long. She's been in some kind of rigid routine. She's put herself into a rut. She needs to break out of it. And sometimes it's not a woman, sometimes it's a man or a non binary person. Either way, this is a person who needs to break out of their rut, whatever it is. And with that being said, I'm going to call upon the angels and ancestors of people who watch this now and ask them to give me any messages they may have for you. Messages you have for your descendants. The angels and ancestors of all who watch this. What messages do you have for your ancestors? Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. I get this card a lot, either when I'm blocked off from love, like I won't let people share their love with me, even though they're trying so hard, like they're throwing it at me. But I'll also get it when love is coming to me. So I don't know if you're closed off to love and you're scared to be loved, or if there is love coming into your life and you just don't know about it yet. Just be open to it. It's okay to feel loved. It's good to feel loved, if anything. You deserve it. I also do very much use this card as a connection to Mary personally, but if you don't work with Mary or any Christian spirits, that's perfectly okay. She can easily be represented by Aphrodite or Isis, basically any goddess having to do with love and who wants your highest interest. Angels and ancestors. Okay, next I got Magic Guardian. And it talks about magic being inside of you. And also, often when I get cards where like there's smoke coming out, it's like candle magic. I'm not sure what's going on, but with candle magic, it sounds like you may need to call upon one of your spirits, whether if it's an ancestor, an angel, a deity, anything else, that you may need to ask them for help to have more confidence in yourself. You might come from a line of healers personally, and they might be one to help you to get past something so that you can move on and live the best life that you can. Angels and ancestors, if anyone watching this, I'm going to play back. What messages do you have? Okay. Shed old skin with snake. Snakes can be about rebirth, which is the main thing I take them as. And they can also be about sneaking, but usually that's not the case in my experience. With snake, it's like, yeah, you need to shed your skin. You've gone through a very long cycle, it feels like, and it's time for you to move out of it. You might want to take a spiritual bath. There's lots of different ways to take them. Or there might be something else for you to do to make yourself be cleansed, whether if you like to smoke cleanse or anything else, but there's a million different ways to cleanse, and I'm not here to shame any of them. Angels and ancestors, like anyone watching this live stream or the playback, what messages do you have for your descendants? Medicine Guardian. So yeah, you are healing. You're getting better. And that's why they want to help you. Just let them in. And if you work with Christian spirits, this can be Saint Raphael Archangel. I consider this to be both Saint Raphael Archangel, but also Mercury, the Roman god. Or it could be Hermes if you work with the Greek god. It can also be basically any god who works with medicine, because there's the caduceus, which is a sign of medicine, and also green. I highly associate with health, and I think most people do. Okay. Next, you have Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passions. This does very much talk about igniting your passions, but also especially with Heart Guardian at the front of the reading. This might be some more adult things. In the book, it talks about exploring yourself in a certain way, and if you're an adult, you know the way that I mean. I don't exactly want to say it because of it being YouTube, but you know. There's Mother Earth. I get this card a lot with my grandmother, my great-grandmother, women like that in my family, and it's very sweet. It's all about reminding you that you are absolutely loved and protected. It's about remembering, knowing that your family, if this is an ancestor, how they prayed for you so many generations ago, and they wanted nothing but happiness for you, about breaking generational traumas and curses and trying to make it the best for you. And if this is an angel or another spirit, then this could definitely be saying that they are doing their best to protect you, and that they just want to see you do well, and they want to see you safe and happy and healthy, which explains the Medicine Guardian. Angels and ancestors, of anyone who watches this live stream or the playback, what other messages do you have for your descendants? First, we have traitor, which is not traitor like someone betrayed you or anything, but like a traitor who sells something. And it says to exchange energy to create abundance. This doesn't exactly have to be about like selling things or anything. This can just be about reaching out to an old friend or to like a family member, even an ancestor, and saying, hey, I've missed you, and just getting back into the swing of things with them. and follow the voice of your soul. You know what you need to do. Whatever it is in your heart that's saying to do it, that's what you need to do. And I hope that that helps you a lot. Angels and ancestors, if anyone watching this live or the playback, what other messages do you have? Okay, High Priestess and Traveler. Oof. High Priestess. This reminds me of like a nun card on this, just because my practice has so much Catholic elements in it, and for a while as considering actually converting to traditional Catholicism and looking into being a nun, but that didn't happen, which is good because my career asks, I don't think that I would do very well in a traditional church setting. Harness mystic power. You are a bridge between the heavens and earth. This has the cat is to represent Bastet, but if there's any Egyptian goddess that this does remind me of, personally, it's Isis. So you may have a connection to Egyptian spirits, or you might not. You might be connected to Black Cat specifically. Maybe not, but you might. But either way, you are powerful. You hold such strong power, and you need to let it shine. And then there's Traveler. Traveler is someone, well, often for me, when I get Traveler, it's about my Romani friend who I actually call my sister. Usually, when I get that card a lot, this card a lot, it means I'm going to be hearing from her very soon. But this is a general message. I'm going to assume not all of you know Romani people. Or maybe you do, and you're going to be meeting one very soon. Either way, this can be that, or this can be about moving in a new direction. What is that big project or that big change you've been wanting to do for months or even years now? Start looking into it seriously. There might be a way for you to get to do it. Maybe not, but it's worth it to look into it, okay? Just keep that in mind. It doesn't hurt to look into things and try to yourself to find success. Also, something to connect with when I get these two cards in a reading is the colors that these two wear together. It's very flattering together. It's very beautiful. And personally, I don't like saying the word traveler when referring to Romani people, so I often call this one like Roma. Sometimes I'll call it like call her like a Roma queen or something, just because I try my best not to be offensive to Romani people. I'm part indigenous on my mother's side, and I don't want people to insult my family by calling them Indians. So I try to be respectful of all other cultures, and even if I wasn't, people in general just deserve respect. So I try to find other ways of being respectful of people. And for this personal deck, I do look at the bottom three and top three cards, so I'll go over them before ending this live. Lord, take charge with authority. Also, when I get this, because yeah, this can definitely represent Jesus. Considering the brown hair, the brown eyes, and the word Lord itself. That's not how I see it at all. I see this as this is the Emperor basically in tarot. Basically, someone's taking advantage of you and you need to stop it. Don't be scared to be a little abrupt. Being abrupt is not the same as being a jerk who wants to make it all about themselves. And then Shaman, trust in higher forces. Whatever spirit guides you have, they are absolutely taking care of you and they are worried about you. They want nothing but the best for you. Then Wise One, grow within your current situation. What can you do to change things? How can you make things better? And that's not by, like, say, if you're in an abusive situation or in a toxic situation, it's not cowering up and just letting someone treat you like absolute shit. You don't deserve that. Nobody does. What can you do to make your life better? Seriously better. Not so that you can hold the peace, because sometimes the peace cannot be held when when you're being taken advantage of in whatever way. An oracle. Wait for important information. Yeah, and then there's a smoke coming out there too. You might really want to light a candle and pray to someone. I don't know who you usually pray to, but it might be time for you to get their candle out and pray, do some praying. Wretched guardian, choose your path. You know what's meant for you. It's a matter of facing up to it, not being scared of it. And peacekeeper. So for some of you, it might be about keeping the peace. It might not be a toxic situation or a dangerous situation, but it might just be someone, and it might just be someone who's not good for you. But there's nothing exactly bad about it. You just need to learn to make things go right until you can get out. And that is all of the collective readings that I am doing. I hope that you enjoy these readings and that they are able to connect with you and resonate with you. And maybe I'll do another one of these in the future. Thank you so much for watching this. Sa Benedica.